And welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this Wednesday, November 9th. I'm your host for today's program, Paul DeMain. Many of the stories right here can also be found at our website at IndianCountryNews.com. And here we go. Kansas Governor Sam Brownback and the Kansas Historical Society today announced that the leaders of the Kickapoo Tribe, Prairie Band Potawatomi, Iowa, Sac and Fox Nation, and the Kaw Nation will join the state in commemorating the Sesquicentennial of Kansas statehood, November 16th, at the Kansas Historical Society in Topeka. The public is invited to attend. The event will include a welcome from Chris Howell, Executive Director of the Kansas Native American Affairs Office, followed by posting of the colors by Prairie Band Post 410 Color Guard. Jenny Chin, Executive Director of the Kansas Historical Society, will make remarks about Kansas 150 events. Governor Brownback will speak and present an American bison from the state herd to each of the 5 tribes. The Tribal Kansas 150 commemoration is one of several events that are part of the Kansas 150 commemoration of statehood. Kansas was admitted to the Union January 29th, 1861. For more information about Kansas 150 events, you can visit ks150.org. American Indian farmers in northeastern Oklahoma are invited to attend a brief series of informational meetings with representatives from the Keepseagle versus USDA settlement case hosted by the Cherokee Nation. The class action lawsuit representatives will be available on November 14th through the 16th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the Tasali Community Room behind the Restaurant of the Cherokees at Cherokee Nation's Tribal Complex in Tahlequah. Representatives will also be available November 17th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the Tribal Services Conference Room at the Tribes Complex in Tahlequah as well. The Keepseagle vs. USDA settlement representatives will be providing farmers with information to file discrimination claims against the U.S. Department of Agriculture for denying them equal access to credit in the USDA Farm Loan Program. A $760 million settlement with the USDA was reached in the Keepseagle vs. Valisac class action lawsuit recently. The lawsuit claimed that the USDA denied thousands of American Indian farmers and ranchers the same opportunities as white farmers who attempted to get a farm loan. The lawsuit includes all American Indian farmers and ranchers who attempted to farm between January 1st, 1981 and November 24th, 1999, while trying to secure a loan from the USDA. Celebrating the achievements of Indigenous people, especially our youngest citizens, a Native American-owned security firm will commemorate Native American Heritage Month starting today by honoring the winners of a national children's art contest. Personnel Security Consultants, Inc., or PSC, is honoring the 12 winners of the art contest for its 2012 Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Calendar with a reception sponsored by the firm, KOBTV4, Exhibit Solutions, U.S. Bank, Staples Ingredients, EC, at the Route 66 Casino. PSC will also name the winner of the calendar cover art piece. The public was invited to vote for the calendar cover online. PSC received 52 contest entries from children grades kindergarten through 8th grade from Alaska to Oklahoma based on the theme, What My Heritage Means to Me. The reception kicks off a 3-day child abuse Train the Trainer workshop sponsored by PSC for Native American Heritage Month in November. The reception will include a silent auction, and proceeds of the auction will go toward the Native American child abuse prevention programs at the Albuquerque-based First Nations Community Health Source. And you can go online at pscprotectsyou.com for more information. Colorado State University's Native American Legacy Award at Fort Collins is currently accepting applications for eligible students for the spring and fall 2012 semesters. The Native American Legacy Award intends to give back to eligible non-resident students who identify with one of the Colorado's original Native American tribes. Quote, the creation of this award is the culmination of efforts by student, staff, faculty, administration, and the Board of Governors to recognize the original residents of Colorado and to reduce the financial burden for those students who are seeking a post-secondary education, especially in these tough economic times, unquote, said Ty Smith, director of CSU's Native American Culture Center. The Native American Legacy Award will offer tuition for the 2011-2012 academic year at resident-based tuition plus $500. The Native American Legacy Award became effective May 31st, 2011, when Colorado State University's Board of Governors approved the award that recognized the original residents of Colorado. We're going to put that URL up at nacc.clostat.edu/NALA. We'll put that up so you can write that down if you got someone interested in going to school there at Fort Collins. I hear it's a great institution. 69-year-old former chief of the St. Regis Mohawk tribe is in jail facing new federal drug charges that he tried to sell 1,800 ecstasy pills to an undercover agent in Queens, New York. The Drug Enforcement Administration says Philip H. Tarbell offered the pills in his trunk for $10 each and said he could also provide large quantities of marijuana. Tarbell of Hogansburg, New York, already faces sentencing next week for having 2 hockey bags full of marijuana in his minivan last November when he was stopped by Border Patrol agents in the Adirondacks. Federal prosecutors have recommended 18 to 24 months in prison for Tarbell's guilty plea in that case. Defense attorney Michael Rhodes Devi, who requested leniency due to Tarbell's service as a tribal leader and a military veteran, declined to comment on the latest charges. Yesterday marked the start of a yearly summit focused on the Navajo Nation's problems with uranium contamination. 6 federal agencies, along with tribal officials and others, are gathering in Farmington, New Mexico for the 3-day summit. Jared Blumenfield of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and the Navajo President Ben Shelley are set to give keynote speeches. The reservation has more than 500 abandoned mines. Federal and tribal officials have screened hundreds of structures for potential contamination, replacing some of them. They've also tested unregulated water sources. Officials who developed a 5-year plan to address the contamination are expected to give progress reports this week. Concerns over safety and the health of its people led the Navajo Nation to ban uranium mining on the reservation in the year 2005. A grant from the U.S. Department of Agriculture will cover the cost of installing wind turbines in an effort to reduce energy costs on South Dakota's Indian reservations. Under Secretary for Rural Development Dallas Tunsager announced the Sacred Power Corporation was awarded $395,000 to install up to 21.8 kW wind turbines in low-income reservations in the state through the USDA's High Energy Cost Grant Program. Sacred Power is a Native American-owned renewable energy system manufacturer based in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The company will hire and train tribal members for the installation and maintenance of those wind turbines. And that's going to be another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. Thank you for joining with us, and come back again soon.